Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all and I welcome you to yet another video. On this one, I'll be doing the 10 steps that you need to follow when analyzing. The very same 10 steps will be helping you to find perfect entries anytime when you are trading NAS hundreds. Without wasting any time, let's move to the first step. And then from whichever time frame you are at that time, you move to a daily time frame. That's the first step. You move to a daily time frame. Okay, there are drawings. Let me remove the drawings. Okay, when you are at a daily time frame, you then do what? You then follow step number 2, which says you then move your cell phone to a portrait orientation so that everything appears clearly. So you move your cell phone to a portrait orientation so that everything that you are having appears clearly. Let me repeat that step again. You then move your cell phone to a portrait orientation so that everything appears clearly. So right now my cell phone is on a portrait orientation. I can then see everything appearing clearly. Step number 3 then says you then look for an overall direction. The overall direction means is it either buys or sells, and you decide whether you are looking for bullish or bearish opportunities in that overall direction. Right now I'm checking. Wow, the overall direction looks like it's buys. I'm buying in an overall direction. Looking at this right now, I then follow my step number 4, which says you start drawing your diagonal supporting trend line and your diagonal resisting trend line. So let me have my diagonal supporting trend line. This is it. Have it. Diagonal supporting. I take the very same, I draw it down here. Then I move it to the other side. I see that, oh wow, this is the trend that I'm having. I have my diagonal support and I have my diagonal resistance. Then fix it to cater, then draw my diagonal resistance trend line to cater for everything. There you have it. It's well drawn. I then do what? I then move to another step, which is step number 5, which is you move from using Japanese candlesticks to using a line chart. So there is it. I'm now using a line chart. And then number 6, you fix your trend lines to make sure that everything is catered for. So here is me fixing my trend lines to ensure that everything that is here is well catered for. It touches every trend line that I drew to ensure that everything I drew is well catered for. Beautiful. Step number 7 says you move to 4 hours from a daily time frame to do adjustments again and to ensure that everything is catered for. Do adjustments again and move to Japanese candlesticks again to start looking for entries. This is me now moving to a 4-hour chart. Here I am doing adjustments to make sure everything is catered for nicely. I'm fixing my trend lines nicely. I then do it. I move to Japanese candlesticks again. I'm now in Japanese candlesticks. Wow, everything is perfect. I then go to step number 8. Step number 8, it says you then draw your levels or zones, your horizontal support trend line and your resisting horizontal trend line. I'm now drawing my zones. Everywhere where I see that I have a zone, I draw. I see the first zone is here. Second zone that I'm seeing is here. This is my zone. The other zone that I see is here. Obviously, the main one, which is there at the top, the last part there at the top. I also see a possibility of a zone here. of a zone here. I have my zones now, which are my horizontal supporting trend line and my resisting horizontal trend line. So I have my zones, they are drawn. I can see where I'm going now. I can literally see which zone that I'm playing within at the time and moment. So now I move to step number 9, which says you decide whether you have found your entries or not. If you haven't found your entries, you move to a smaller time frame, which is smaller than 4 hours. It can be an hour, 30 minutes or 15 minutes. So right now, currently, I can literally say I see where my stop loss can be put and I see where my take profit can be put as well. However, if you don't see that right now, you then do what? You move to a daily time frame. You still look for entries. You apply the very same information that you got. You apply the very same information that you got to start by drawing the diagonal supporting trend line, and you draw the diagonal resisting trend line. You draw, after that you draw your levels. See, you are seeing other levels within. You draw your levels again. From this, I can literally see the direction now. Everything is much more clear. I'm seeing that Nasdaq is going to buy. I'm seeing buying opportunities from Nasdaq. Right now, I see that NAS 100 is in an overall buying opportunity. The reason beyond that, there is another there is another confirmation that I'm having. If I draw this zone, I have another confirmation. The confirmation is that when a resistance turns into a support, you buy. So you can see it was a resistance here. Let me just highlight it for you. Here we had Nasdaq resisting, it broke here, and then now it's supporting. The overall opportunities that we are looking for right now is buying opportunities. So guys, that was the 10 steps. So the final step is that you move to a smaller time frame to decide where you put your stop loss and take profit. So at the moment, I can proudly say this is where my stop loss will be. This is where my stop loss will be at 11,157.96. And then I can literally start drawing my take profits here. My first take profit here, my second take profit up there, my second profit up there. So guys, there you have it. I'm looking for overall buying opportunities on Nasdaq. However, after we hit after we hit the last part, which is probably 11,601.60, that's where I'll be then looking for selling opportunities, because you can see there is a strong resistance level up there at the top. So guys, thank you very much for tuning into this lesson. Till next time, goodbye.